Hey everybody, it's Captain Kyle and I'm here with two versions of Mirage. These are reissue Mirages, which are, well, counterfeit, knockoffs, whatever you want to call them, but they're not in the normal colors. We have the red one, which is very cool looking, in Diaclone colors, and we have the kind of black clear one, as they call it, which is a dark clear version of the character. So very cool reissues, and the packaging looks amazing. We're going to go through these guys, see if they're worth getting for your collection. Be right back. So Mirage is kind of one of the underrated characters in the Transformers cartoon. I mean, he's cool, people liked him, he could turn invisible, and he doesn't get enough credit for the fact that at the end of the first 5-part cartoon series, More Than Meets the Eyes, who saved the day? Was it Optimus? No. He had a jetpack, he flew after the Decepticon cruiser, but couldn't do anything. It was Mirage, who hid on board, invisible, who sabotaged the ship, defeating the Decepticons and bringing us to a weird ending that they kind of ignored so that they could continue with the Transformers cartoon series. But still, he doesn't get enough credit. Not saying he doesn't have downsides. But first, let's take a look at these guys. Now, both of them, very cool figures and very cool packaging. The packaging is awesome. It looks very much G1. And if you look closely, it does say copyright. Hard to see, but it does say Hasbro on it, which is not the case. And if I look really closely, it does say 1984/1985. So yeah, these aren't vintage toys. These are new reissues, but they're very cool. So let's take a look at the Diaclone one first. Now, with the packaging, yes, it's got the original G1 artwork on the back. It's got the tech spec, the robot points. Now, pictures on the side, you know, it looks perfect. In fact, too perfect, because if it was that old of a toy, it would probably have a little bit more wear than this, unless it was put in a safe somewhere. But his function is spy. Now, the one thing that I have with this guy, as I take him out of his beautiful box here, is it says he prefers hunting turbo foxes back on Cybertron with his high-priced friends. Now, hunting here on Earth, you know, if someone is hunting to feed their family, because, you know, times can be tough, and hunting can be a great way to supplement your food. And, you know, that's fine. Or if someone was out there hunting and they donated the meat to various charities to feed those less fortunate, that's great. But what the fuck is a turbo fox? I have no idea what a turbo fox is, why they would be hunting it, what they do to the turbo fox. Do they hang it as a trophy on the wall? They certainly aren't eating its metal. That would be fucking weird. So it's like trophy hunting, which I'm not a big fan of trophy hunting. I understand hunting animals that are a nuisance. Yeah, but I don't want to go into a big rant on this, even though I just did. So I'm not very pleased with Mirage, but he was the hero of More Than Meets the Eye. Now, this one I did take out of the package. I taped it back in because I wanted to put the stickers on it so it would look very nice for you guys. It does come with instructions, which, you know, I don't need. It comes with the stickers. It came with a rub sign, which I wasn't sure where to put on Mirage because I couldn't find any references online of where it exactly goes, because rub signs weren't on a lot of the early releases. So I still have it, but we're just putting it aside. But again, as I say every counterfeit video, if you get one that looks brand new and it doesn't have a rub sign, and there's a rub sign in with the instructions, clear sign that it is a counterfeit, and hopefully you bought it as such and not thinking it was the real deal. So he comes with his weapons. Now these weapons, the plastic is gold. Ooh. All that glitters is gold. You know, I just had a thought. Maybe when he was hunting turbo foxes, it wasn't like an animal. He was like, oh, you look like a turbo fox there. You know, female Autobots, male Autobots, I'm not gonna judge. You know, so that could be it too. But anyway, this is the Formula One racer in red, which is a Diaclone color. Now, as he came with Autobot stickers, he's got now an Autobot symbol on him in a couple places. And if you're like, ooh, the sticker should have been put on a little bit differently, I'm not a sticker expert. Go to Patriot Prime if you want that. But a very cool race car, Formula One racer, I believe. He's, you know, got the branding on the side. He's got the number on the front. He's Mirage, only in red, and I think he looks very cool. And the weapons, again, are gold, which is kind of neat. Normally his weapons are silver. Now his missiles did not come on a sprue. They did come with like little pieces of a sprue that I threw out. They weren't actually a sprue, but he does have all three of his missiles. He does have his missile launcher and his gun. So he's complete, which is great. Very cool looking car. He's got the spoiler. You know, I like him overall. Fresh stickers, because I put them on. And the detailing that on Mirage is normally silver is gold on him as well. So a very nice vehicle mode. But of course, he's not very posable. There's no place to put the weapons. Let's check out his robot mode. Now transforming him, he transforms normally. Joints seem nice and tight. I can put his shoulder-mounted cannon and load in a missile. So very nice. And I can take his gun that he's presumably shot turbo foxes with, unless he didn't, unless he's a serial killer. Wait, let's not worry about the hunting thing right now. It's a little stiff to put his weapon in, which leads me to believe the other turbo fox theory might be correct. But there he is in his robot mode. Very nice as far as posability. He does have elbow joints, so he can bend at the wrists, though when he's carrying his rifle, he can't bend fully backwards, but that does make for some nice arm posability. The head doesn't turn at all, and the legs are connected on the bottom, so you can't independently move them, and you can't actually do anything with them. You can maybe move his toes a little bit, but that doesn't really help him stand. So again, he's a G1. He's a very handsome looking robot, but again, he is not exactly the most posable thing. There's a lot more posable versions of Mirage out there, the classics, and of course the new ones that came out with the War for Cybertron line. But there he is. I know he's in Japan called Liger, which is fine, and maybe you can just call him Liger and have him as a different character than Mirage, which would be cool, even though the tech spec is the same. So overall, this one, very good. Let's check out the other one. Now this, as I said, is clear plastic, though it is darkly tinted, so it's kind of transparent, translucent. He comes with the same instructions, same tech spec decoder, same tech spec. Everything is the same except, of course, the bot itself. He did come with stickers. So the stickers, I actually was debating about putting them on this bot, and because he's clear, it's kind of neat to see him without the stickers, almost like he is invisible. I might put some of them on, maybe on the non-clear parts, but there he is in the packaging. He looks kind of bluish a little bit, but he's actually more kind of a dark, clear. He's got elements of black in him. So there he is in his Diaclone mode. Now his weapons, his launcher is in fact made out of clear dark plastic, and his missiles are silver, as is his gun, just like the original official Transformers Mirage. But again, he is a Formula One race car. If he was invisible, that could be quite hazardous on the racetrack. But again, a pretty cool looking vehicle. Pretty much identical to him, except again, I didn't put the stickers on. It looks so good clear, you know what I mean? So transformational wise, he seems a little stiffer than the red one. And I always transform knockoffs with maybe a little more care than I might with a Hasbro one, because quality issues could cause them to break more easily. And if with a little more care, I could keep them from breaking and they would still look cool in my collection, then I might do that. So again, I'll put on his missile launcher, give him his gun, which again is a little stiff to get in there, and I have a problem. So I can not put the missile fully into the launcher. If I try each one separately, I don't want to force it too hard to break either the missile or the launcher, but it does not appear that any of these will actually fit, which is definitely a minus for this guy. I mean, overall, looking at his posability, same posability as the other one, same, oh, he can twist at the waist. That's part of his transformation, so that's a little bit of something that you could pose him a little bit differently. But yeah, you can't put the missile in. Now, I actually went to a toy show this afternoon, and they had some accessories, and I looked, and I even looked in my bins of accessories, which I have extra pieces, and I couldn't find any Mirage missiles that I had extra. So maybe if you get a genuine Mirage missile, what I would like to try, since we have the gold missiles over here, is see if the gold missile will fit. And it does not. So same problem with the gold missiles that fit perfectly fine into the launcher over here. So it could be a problem with the launcher. I could take maybe a little Dremel or something and try to make the hole a little bit bigger. And maybe then I could fit one of the missiles in. Now, I've been collecting these things since 1984, maybe 85, because my first one was Beachcomber. And I really don't think that I'm gonna be launching the missiles and setting them up in battles and transforming them and rolling them across the floor as I did, you know, years ago. But it is kind of annoying that you can't at least put the missile in. So I could always try to sand down the edges of this to make it a little thinner, you know, wrap sandpaper and see if I get some of it off. It'll probably take off some of the chrome, but when it's in the launcher, you're not really gonna see it. So there's potential solutions. I don't know if anyone else has experienced this problem with this figure or similar figures, how you've solved them. Put that in the comments, I'd love to read it. But overall, despite the fact that the missile doesn't work, which is annoying, overall it's a cool looking figure with or without stickers, I think. Here he is next to his red counterpart. They both look good. Obviously having ammo is nice, but overall, in comparison to what I recall of the original Mirage, and a lot of those Mirages from back in the day, you know, people broke them. So if you break one of these, hopefully it's not in a normal transformation. If you force any toy, you can break it. So I think the quality is on par with the G1 from what I recall. I don't have an actual Mirage to compare them to right now, but still, cool figures. And I find that since I sold the majority of my G1 stuff off years ago, which sometimes makes me cry, but you know, then again, I'm not, you know, homeless, so it helped. You know, I find that when I collect G1 stuff, it's very rare that I collect just a regular G1. I'd rather find a variant. I'd rather find something like a Diaclone colored one or a special edition one. So I decided to pass on getting an actual normally colored Mirage knockoff and went with these variants, but I am pretty sure, judging by these, that if you got a normally colored Mirage, he would be equal in quality to these guys. Hopefully he would not have the missile problem that you have with the clear one, but with the colored one, the one that is colored in red instead of blue, we didn't have the problem. And so likely it's something with what they did to rework this for being a clear launcher. So probably the missiles would work. Can't guarantee it. And again, there's always potential solutions. Now, I think that the red one cost me slightly less, like $43, $44. This one was like 46, I don't know. It came to like $97 after there was some coupon. I got it through AliExpress and they usually have some kind of coupon. So look for the coupons if you order through AliExpress. I am gonna put links down in the description to both these guys. Actually, they were the same listing. You just had to choose different color schemes and then you could add it to your cart twice. And so hopefully you can find a coupon code, get it for around that. I think it's worth it for the quality and the nostalgia value and the really cool colors, because how many people do you know who have a red Mirage? I would love to see in Legacy them come out with like a red Mirage. I'm again not a big hater on repaints, as some people hate how many repaints they are, but we have tons of Seekers and I would love to see more repaints of COG and some of the others that were shown in the show. Some of those repaints or color schemes that they showed in War for Cybertron were kind of neat. But while you are deciding if you would like to get this version of Mirage that hopefully might not have his murderous tendency to kill turbo foxes, I'm okay. Or the clear version, which is clearly superior in some ways, but clearly inferior with the missile. Let me know what you think about turbo foxes. Should they be put on an endangered species list, or are they a public nuisance? I don't know enough about turbo foxes. If you know something about turbo foxes, let me know. We do have some other videos that are over here. You can check those out. There's a subscribe button down there. Go ahead and click that if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell. Like this video, share with friends, comment. Let me know what you think of these guys. But we'll see you next time, and as always, have fun and good hunting.